Hello everyone, as Dr. English, I hope you're enjoying this rainy weekend, taking time to maybe get caught up on some of your classwork. And speaking of classwork, we have our synchronous class this week on Wednesday evening, and the times will be listed under our Blackboard. I'll be sending those out along with logon information. Typically, it's going to be the same exact logon information as you've had in the past, but just for a review, I'll make sure I get it sent out to you, to all of you. And in addition, if you could make sure to send me your slides, either PowerPoint or a link to some links before Wednesday. And the reason is I'd like to have an opportunity to be able to upload them into our Adobe, into our Adobe Classroom, so that I could try something and turn the controls over to you so you could actually show your own presentation. Okay, we'll play around with this a little bit. So in advance, I appreciate your patience as we do maybe a new thing for you. I've done it before, and I've just been assured that our Adobe works now, so hopefully we can get all your projects uploaded. So it's about 10 minutes per project, and I'm going to have to, what I'll do is I'll actually give you a couple-minute warning, and then I'll cut you off at 10 minutes. I don't mean to be rude, and of course you have great things to say, so please don't take it personally, but I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance and that we don't go over. And sometimes I get so caught up in the projects that I forget to keep time. So if you're welcome to say, hey, it's been 10 minutes, especially if you're the ones waiting to present after the presenters. So let's try to stick to that. It's always a good idea anyways, if you're going to be doing staff meetings, to stay on target and stay on time, especially if you have a school district that has only a short amount of time to do staff meetings. Interestingly, now you're going into a special ed law, and this has been, for those teachers who are not special ed teachers, I have worked at schools where all I do, the whole 5 days a week, maybe 3 or 4 days a week, full time, I sit in IEP meetings. Because as you may know, there must be an administrator in each IEP meeting. So I would say one of the most important aspects of your job, if you're going into being a principal or an assistant principal, is understanding IDEA and understanding your policies as a district, so that you're able to make decisions, because you're representing the district when you're in those meetings, so that you're able to represent your district in those meetings. For instance, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say you have a parent that comes in, maybe even with an advocate, or parent advocate or lawyer comes in and says that their child, the child needs to have a one-on-one aid, and you as an administrator, you say that's a great idea. Let's make sure that this child has a one-on-one aid. Well, the ramifications of that, without a thorough needs assessment of that child, could be far-reaching in your district. So you want to be real careful that you're not offering things that, one, your district can't afford, or that's the least thing. But I'm just saying you have to be able to afford somebody. But that the child really, really needs a one-on-one aid, because that would be considered a very, very restrictive environment. When you have an aid, one-on-one aid, that's a very, very restrictive. So remember, you're always looking for the least restrictive environment. The other thing is, we've had a lot of situations where teachers of mine, and even myself, I'll be honest, think that, or really know that a child would be best served in a small inclusive environment, such as a special day class or a special program. And so it's a good practice to make sure your people at your district office, or your support staff, people that maybe like your director of special ed, or if you have one, understands where you're going and the steps you're taking to move that child into a more restricted environment. I would never place a child in a program unless you have kept everyone at the district informed. So those are just some special ed key pieces. I worked at a school, just as an aside, I worked at a school at one point, district remain unnamed, I guess at this point, maybe I already named it, but I had 70 students at my school had advocate representation when I got to the school. That's 70 had advocates. So that means, as you can imagine, we had a lot of special ed meetings, and we had a lot of times where I had to refer to the law and present things that it was very interesting, and the meetings got very intense sometimes, but you always have to think of what's best for this child. Sometimes what parents they want so much for their children. They want tutors, they want one-on-one aides, they want special programs, but we know in our heart of hearts that those children are best served in a mainstream classroom. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe that child is best served in a special environment. And that's what we're looking at all the time. So just keep those things in mind as you move into administration. That was something I had no idea I was walking into when I became an administrator. I had no idea that I'd be spending sometimes 3 or 4 days in meetings all the time. That's not typical. Okay, so I'm not saying that's typical, but as an administrator, you are required to be in all, or somebody who's representing you, or your admin designee, another administrator, has to be in every IEP. That is the law. Okay, or ed code. So anyways, if you could get your projects to me by Tuesday evening, I will be able to upload them on Tuesday night, late through the night, and on Wednesday, and then we'll be meeting on Wednesday for our next class together, okay? If you have any questions about this, and I noticed that 2 of you have already given me your projects, so don't worry, I did receive those. I think I responded back to one of you. I did receive those, and I will be uploading them into Blackboard, and we'll make sure Blackboard works this time. I apologize, I thought it worked last time, and it wasn't. So I have checked it since then, and it's all been fixed. Okay? Thanks for all your messages, and I'm hoping I'm keeping up on your questions that you're asking me through email. Again, if you ever need me, just respond. If I don't respond back to you within 24 hours, do not hesitate to write back to me. And I've told you I do get a lot of emails, but this class is very, very important to me, as you are, and I want to make sure I meet your needs in this class. It's pretty much of a self-running class, meaning you get your assignments ahead of time so you can see where it's going, and the teaching and learning is the responsibility of the student in these kind of classes, these online classes. And the same in my school. I'm a principal at a online and blended program, and that's the shift in these kind of classes is you become the learner and you become the person driving the course. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know, okay? Or if you have any questions about the content. I do know the content. I've been an administrator for 17 years, and some of this stuff is I live and breathe it every day. So let me know if you have any questions, and I'm here for you. And if you have any conflicts, let me know that as well. All right, take care, and I will look forward to talking to you on Wednesday. Oh, by the way, on Wednesday, I'll be in Redondo Beach at a conference, Digital Promise Conference. So I'll be televising, or I'll be hanging out with you, if you would, or doing the Adobe Blackboard with you from a hotel room. The hotel room I'm staying in Redondo Beach. I'm going to the Digital Promise conference, and then the next 2 days, the LEAD 3.0 conference, which is about technology and integration for administrators. If you're ever interested in that, it's called LEAD 3.0 conference, and I highly, highly recommend it for those of you who are in administration and have a desire to learn more about technology integration and technology innovation. All right, looking forward to talking to you. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye-bye.